that poppin'. Hi, hello everyone. This is Aegon of Astora, and welcome back to my blind playthrough of Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree. This is episode number 9, being recorded on Sunday, November the 3rd, 2024. I hope you're all having a fantastic day whenever it is you find yourself watching this. So, we're continuing more or less right where we left off in the previous episode, in what is actually somewhat of a serene location. With lots of wildlife just sort of doing its thing. And a ghost friend. Once again with horns. Hello. Ooh, I was told a coffin could convey its passenger upon a gentle cruise to the velvet garden of deepest purple. Oh, to slumber in such a paradise. Alright. So lonely. Okay, so in other words, we have to get into a coffin somewhere here. Where is that friend going? Oh. I guess that's another approach. And perhaps we ought to look out for a coffin somewhere else. How are these people dying? Just going off the edge? Yep. Oh, good times. Okay, let's just make sure that we're not missing anything before we take the plunge, so to speak. Why is it always dung? Alrighty. Again, this place is almost serene. It's sad because, of course, there are not many places in the game like this. Oh, wow, we were right on the edge there. I was going to say, thankfully, there's not really a lot of momentum as far as, you don't get swept off your feet by the water, the current, I should say. So that's good for us. Alright. Everyone who knows me knows I love platforming. Nest ahead. Does look like we have a sort of fork in the path here. Lots of bloodstains. Oh no, we're dead. Yep. Let's put on one of our only 2 remaining sacrificial twigs. Just in case. I'm gonna get off the torrent because, as usual, I have virtually no control when controlling torrent. I'm much more comfortable just sort of jumping by myself. Okay, so this right here appears to be the way forward. But there's also a path leading this way and a path leading that way. May just have to do this multiple times. And there's another pot hanging down there. So yeah, I'm not sure what the best way to approach this is. Although it does very much look like the way forward, so let's go back in this direction. And see what... Oh, it says turn back, but I don't want to. Oh yeah, there's nothing here. Didn't expect river. Indeed. Okay, so 3 paths have become 2. Works for me. Even then, I'm not sure this is actually a path. Actually, it seems a lot more beautiful down here than I thought it was. Wait a second. Oh. Okay. So it's safe to just... Okay, I was not expecting that, but then I saw all the animals just sort of frolicking in the river. Yeah, there's that pot. Mushroom Seller's Bell-Bearing level 2 for toxic mushroom and white flesh mushroom. So yeah, we've still not handed in that first one. So we'll have to do that at some point so we can go have a look at the item descriptions. Okie dokes. So, I don't know that there were any items or anything over here. Well, I guess we have one broken rune. Surprisingly, no sight of Grace. At least not that I can see yet. It's another one of those massive goats. Lightning goat. And yeah, I'm trying to stay out of the way of the giant furnace golem. Not a fan of those, friends. Another servant of rot. Just sort of hanging out. Not being aggressive. Yeah, the roots down there. We've seen these in a couple different places, but we've not... Oh, someone flew into a kill volume or something. And there's this dragon. It's the massive dragon that we saw in the distance earlier in the playthrough. Okay. Note to self. Stay away from the water. Or... what if we brought the furnace golem to the water? That would be quite something. Lightning perfume bottle. I feel like the furnace golem has basically no weaknesses other than that one that we read hints about, but which I have no idea how to action. Oh no, we're dead. I hate the furnace golems. Oh. Sorry, goat friends. Yeah, they can't see us here. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. I'm never going to be able to kill one of these things. Oh, come on. Pointless. Yeah, I give up. That dragon really does look quite ominous in the distance. What's going on here? Just a couple graves. Yeah, we're really in uncharted territory here. If we want that map, we have to go this way. Yep, there's no graves or anything. So that has to be the way along that cliff facing there. Alrighty. Quite the world they've crafted here. Again, it's not surprising. What does it do with these blue flowers? Whoa. Cerulean Coast. What does it do with these blue flowers? Cerulean Coast. That's the deal. Very, very nice. Cerulean Coast. Okay, so at least for now, it's just another area within Gravesite Plain. Be wary of dragon. Yes, indeed. My favorite enemy type. How many runes do we need to level up? Not an insignificant number of runes. Yeah, we'll just have to leave that for now. I get the feeling we're nowhere near where that map is. I think I may have missed a path or two earlier on. Hi friends, what's going on? Got some pretty blue flowers here. A lot of you are very sad for some reason. Oh, come on. It's a nice skull you got there. Why am I bothering this trash mob? Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I really should have just left you all to your devices. Curious grave o' graves, though. Grave comprised of many graves. Okay, and there are ships wrecked here. Seemingly. Yeah, definitely ships. So we saw some of this in the base game. Namely, on the map. We saw weird sort of natural phenomena like this whirlpool slash vortex that this boat was going towards. Saw several boats with one or two people in them just rowing, barrels in the water. There's a ship here. Another vortex. Ship here that looks like it's in trouble. So yeah, that was a theme that didn't really get followed up on. And there's this weird ringing noise. Sounds like a bell. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think about that. Noticed that as soon as we entered the area. Let's see one of these ships. But it's like a stone ship? Unless these are supposed to be buildings that were built in the style of a ship? Because, like, I don't think stone ships, that doesn't make any sense, right? Like, they would just sink. They wouldn't be nearly as buoyant as they would need to be to float. Which is perhaps why they're here on land, but... Brave Glove Ward. So are these supposed to be massive mausoleums? There's a little hut over here. It looks like another mausoleum. Yeah, this whole place is really weird. Because they look like buildings that were constructed to look like ships. They all have grave glovewort, level 9. White flower that blooms in catacombs, each a soundless spell used to summon spirits. Strengthens ashes to +9. Spirit tuning is not merely the simple act of imbuing strength. It is an art that lies somewhere between tuning an instrument and conducting a conversation, leaving both parties enriched. So, I wonder if that has something to do with the bell sound we're hearing. Ooh, we're swaying gently in the wind. We're not angry at you like those red ones, so don't kill us. Okay, you're the boss. Oh, this is new. Is this those, like the same friends we saw? Yeah, in the giant's mountaintops. Whoa, you are powerful. It might be slightly different than those ones, but at least you're giving me a similar vibe. Yeah, the whole thing is just fascinating. Some more grave birds, because why not? Okay, I was sure with all of these friends here there'd be a cave entrance or something. But no, it doesn't look that way. Get wrecked. Really not a fan of really any floating friend in this game, quote unquote floating, because obviously it's all an illusion as we've discussed, but oh, dreadful parry. Oh my goodness. I'm dead. Oh, thank you for being terrible. And thank you, L2 attack, for being overpowered. Oh, we saw these things in the Shifa River well. These things, yeah. They were quite annoying. I don't remember how we dealt with them, though. I think you're just supposed to attack them. Or did they just self-destruct? Yeah, this place has the vibe of several different areas from the base game. Lost Ashes of War. Oh, that's bad. Oh my goodness. Oh, we still had the sacrificial twig equipped. Whoops. Only one more left. Alright, might as well equip it and hopefully we remember to unequip it. Yeah, I don't recall how to deal with those electrical things. Okay, we've clearly skipped that whole area on the left there. So, I suppose first things first, let's grab our runes and then we'll decide what to do from there. I suspect that's where the dragon is based on that one message. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm so silly. Why did I need to equip another one? We had one equipped. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Could not remember for the life of me what we had equipped in that slot. Thank you for the easy items. Oh, okay. Let's run away from you. Got them all chasing us pretty much. Oh, wow, they really hit hard. All right. Let us go see that other area just before we proceed, because it looks like that's the way forward. And we want to make sure we're not missing whatever is over here. Alright. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare to deal with. You know what? Let's use some runes so we can level up. Oh dear, where's the Site of Grace? It's up here, I think. I knew a dragon would be there, but I just, yeah. Okay, the music stopped. Well, we went a bit over, but that's okay. I just don't want to have to spend the boss fight worrying about, oh, let's grab our runes, let's go get our runes. So, oh gosh darn it, I really don't want to deal with the dragon boss fight. I don't know why I came back. I really should have just left it alone. Alright, let's see what happens. What the heck did we end up using last time? We switched weapons, didn't we? Probably should have dealt with all this at the Site of Grace. Oh yeah, we've not read the lightning perfume bottle. Perfume bottle remade into a weapon by perfumers of the realm of shadow. Attacks release perfumed powder, producing lightning. From time to time, perfumers set out on journeys to pursue new aromatics and flower gardens. Okie dokes. Oh yeah, we were using the rapier, weren't we? I don't even seem to recall this not working very well. Alright, I'm sure we're not... Our setup is not ideal, but... Nothing about fighting a dragon is ideal, I suppose. Grave cricket. Ouch. seem to recall we need to delay our dodge with that one. Not good. Yeah, this is what, the 4th, 5th dragon boss fight we've had. They just get really tedious after a while. I should have seen that coming. We're just not doing nearly enough damage, so we might need to burn a Scatter Tree fragment. Here comes the damage. Oh. Oh, what are they doing now? I've never seen this one before. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, at least there's a twist on this one. Just raised a bunch of undead. That's really cool. You know what? Two can play that game, friend. Oh no, I'm dead. Oh. See how Tish does. I have a feeling she's not going to be a good addition to this team. Oh, never mind. Look. She's already cast death on them, shortening the boss's life bar. That's cool. Oh, we're almost out of flasks. Gosh darn it. The camera. Oh, totally lost track of them. We're almost dead. Uh-oh. It's all up to Black Knife Tish at this point. Oh, she might actually do it. Oh no. Oh, we were so close. Alright, yeah, I feel like this weapon combination is just not good. So, let's switch it up. Go with our katana setup. And, yeah, I think we'll summon Tish again. Because frankly, you know I set up a rule and I'm already breaking it, but you know, I set that up for boss fights that are like one-on-one encounters. This is not that. So I don't feel bad for immediately going against my own arbitrary rule, but, you know, sure. Some people will be upset about it. I'm not. Let's do it. Come on, Tish. Should upgrade one or two of the ashes that we found in the DLC. Oh, I don't know why I did a second input there. Yeah, having Tish do her thing with the death is actually quite valuable, I think, because it takes a huge chunk of the boss's life bar. Oh, I saw that coming, but it was too late. Way too early. Look at Tish go. She is awesome. Okay, time for damage. Ooh. Here come all the zombie friends. Underutilizing my L2 attack. Come on, friends. Leave me alone. Oh, gosh darn. I'm all over the place here. I suppose it's a good thing I was underutilizing my L2 attack because, of course, summoning Tish took up a fair amount of FP. Although she was worth every morsel of cerulean tears, that's for sure. Wow, not even close. Too early. Oh no. Come on. Yes. Wow, thank you, Tish. She carried us there. Oh, there she goes. See you later. She's still... Oh yeah, I guess... She's not tied to the boss fight, but it's funny that these friends are also not tied to the boss fight, I should say. Because, yeah, the boss raised them, so the boss was their necromancer, and yet they're still kicking. I feel like when that happens, usually they die along with the boss, but I could be wrong. Yeah, okay. She helped save me a whole lot of frustration there. I really just find those boss fights just aggravating and not really very enjoyable. So thank you, Tish. Hi, turtle friend. Hello. Do I have horns on my head? Let's have a look. No horns on my head. I'm not a Shadow Realm turtle. Okay, see you later. There's one of those boat-like structures in the wall. Tisha's still fighting those friends. Okay, so the dragon was just guarding this space here. That's it. Just a couple items. Oh yeah, the grave cricket. We've not read that item description yet. So nothing really worthwhile, I don't think. Oh gosh darn it. Okay, I'm gonna have to deal with this. Oh. Grave cricket. Cricket that produces a raspy cry, material used for crafting items, mainly found near stone coffins. The sound of these crickets are often taken to be the rustling of the restless dead, or sometimes the sound of their calling voices. Thanks, Tish. Really appreciate all your help, friend. You were tremendous assistance there. Really appreciate it. You know what, let's... Oh, okay. Let's go back to the Site of Grace first. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to refill our Estus, and I also had to have a coughing fit, so you'll have to forgive me. Yeah, still sick. But hopefully we'll be better soon. It's been just over a week since, yeah, first started feeling sick, and, excuse me, oh, I was not looking at the screen while I was coughing there. And yeah, it's been brutal, but here's the hoping that the next recording session I won't need to constantly turn my face away from the microphone to cough. Oh yeah, we're wearing hideous armor. Let's fix that first before we go do anything else. Map Southern Shore. Map of the southern shore of the gravesite plain. A captivating vista of brilliant blue flowers intermingled with colossal stone coffins of unknown origin that seemingly drifted to this place. To the east, a jagged peak thrusts upwards into the clouds. Wow. Yeah, it looks like this is the last map. And indeed, you can see this lower region here with all the roots that we had seen from up top. So that does seem to be a place we'll be able to go. Probably need a sending gate to reach this island. But who knows, because yeah, we obviously didn't continue going in that direction. Okay, fascinating. So what do we have over here? So those are stone coffins. Okay, a couple places we can go, but let's head towards the cross first. Continue tracing Miquella's steps, and indeed there's a Site of Grace here. So let's have a rest before we have a read. Cerulean Coast Cross. Scattertree fragment. Carved words coalesce. I abandon here my doubt and vacillation. Okay, so doubt, you know, being unsure about something, and vacillation, I think, meaning going back and forth about your position on a particular issue. Let me double check that just to make sure I have that right. Yeah, vacillate is to waver between different opinions or actions, or to be indecisive. So, when Miquella reached the Cerulean Coast, he abandoned his doubt and vacillation. So that's very interesting because up until this point he had been abandoning body parts. And yet he comes here and abandons his vacillation. Fascinating. Okay. So there is that massive dragon we saw off in the distance in the first or second episode. And subsequently as well. Gorgeous view indeed. Bye-bye, bird. See you. Or should I say bye-bye, birdie? What else do we have in the distance here? So some mountains. And yeah, just a horizon that can barely be seen. How many Scatter-Tree fragments do we have now? We have 7. Okay, so I think we might want to use another pair of them at some point, presuming, or assuming, I should say, that they're still being consumed in pairs and not in 3s or 4s or something like that. Okie dokes. I believe we were heading south. You'll have to forgive me. It's several days after I recorded the episode up to this point. So I'm just trying to get reoriented here. There's no... Don't know where Ansbach is, because we did promise earlier in the playthrough that we would let Ansbach know if we found any other crosses, but the last time we tried to let him know, he was just not around. And that was, of course, prior to Mikola's spell being broken. I am also conscious of the fact that we've not dealt with a number of things up here. But obviously today we're focusing on the Cerulean Coast, so we might as well just continue on, and then maybe in the next episode we'll return to the north and see what we've not yet done. I'm reminded of my playthrough of the base game at this point, where we didn't go to... what the heck was it called? The Weeping Peninsula. So, yeah, not sure what to... I guess this is also a peninsula. So, again, it is supposed to be... to some degree anyway, a shadow of the lands between. And that's starting to become more and more apparent at this point. So this place would seem to be the shadow of Caelid. This is the shadow of the Weeping Peninsula. So this was Limgrave, I guess? Indeed, that was Limgrave. This place was... Huh, yeah, it's perhaps not as straightforward, because obviously it's a fair bit smaller. Also, if you were to look at them as being sort of almost one-to-one, the Scatter-Tree is in the place where the Ellac is, which is very interesting. So, is that to say that the the Scatter-Tree is meant to be a combination of the Ellac and the Erdtree? Hence the braided branches? So all that's left, I believe... Oh, hi Shadow Friends. Oh wait, there were some... around the cross, there were some crafting materials. My apologies. Nectar Blood Burgeon. What is that? A young shoot heavy with velvety purple nectar. Material used for crafting items, exceedingly rare to find. Said to burgeon forth where the nectar-like blood of abandoned Trina pooled. Okay, that is, I think, the first time that we've heard about Trina having been abandoned. I could be wrong about that. So something else that I've not really looked at, but which would be another way to see, to sort of make inferences about the relationships between characters and things that are mentioned in the item descriptions, is to see for the various different items, crafting materials I should say, what they craft. And so we perhaps just don't have the appropriate pages yet for the items that correspond to the Nectar Blood Burgeon. But I figured I would just double check that just to see whether we might understand that a little bit better in relation to, oh, that's Great Violet, never mind. So yeah, just a thought, something that up to this point in my engagement with Elden Ring in general, I've not really done. You know, obviously we've been looking at, when we get new pages for cookbooks, what they allow you to make and what that says about the cookbook in relation to the place you find it and so on and so forth. But it's another approach that could be quite interesting. Although, yeah, it doesn't look like we know the ingredients, or pardon me, know any recipes that would involve nectar blood. I don't remember how you're supposed to deal with these things. Okay, so yeah, let's go to that peninsula first. Oh, that was close. Oh. So it's that away. Oh, this could be bad. No, gosh darn it. I knew it. As soon as I jumped, I knew it. That was dreadful. I don't feel like that was that big of a drop. Who's after us here? Oh, this friend here. Okay, we'll have to be mindful of the need to return to that place. We have some of these friends that like swaying in the wind. They certainly make it, they create quite the scene. Oh, there's a giant here. First one of this type, I believe. That we've seen in the DLC. Whoa, you got quite the throw there, friend. Quite the arm, I should say. We have some angry ghosts as well. angry swaying friends, whatever we want to describe them. Ouch. Rip, giant friend. So it was a one giant crew. Makes sense that we would get a hefty craft or a hefty pot. Okay. Interesting that there's no deep purple lily. What was that again? Like a syrupy poison, its nectar lulls the imbiber into sweet, velvety sleep. Is this going to be a boss fight or something? Oh. Don't. Why is it always flower? Well, in this case it makes sense. It's, if these are graves, then yeah, it makes sense, but... But yes, it does... Makes it seem like it's going to be something big, something important, and then yeah, it's just grave clovor, and you're like, oh, okay. Makes sense, but yeah, just because it makes sense doesn't mean it isn't disappointing. Now what do we have over here? Okay. You can see an item shiny. No. The angle is too extreme for me to look down properly and show you all, but basically right near the tip of... What is it called? Melania's hand? Hand of Melania. You can see to the left of the hand of Melania. There's an item shiny, so at some point... Oh yeah, we can descend right there. Okay, interesting. So, where is that going to lead? That has to lead here, I would imagine. Unless there's a whole underground place that we've not had the pleasure of exploring yet. A la the lands between. Or as in the lands between, I should say. Sorry, it's quite early in the morning, so I am not... My mind is not operating at full capacity as of yet. Okay, does not seem to be much else over here, so we might as well just walk past another deep purple lily, but... What can you do? Ah, St. Trina's Disciples Cookbook, page 2. Eternal Sleep Grease and Drawstring. Eternal Sleep Grease. This is a record of crafting techniques left by a disciple who pursued the teachings of the Saint of Sleep. Yet, what seemed a gentle sleep at first ripened into velvet. So velvet being somewhat of a very comfortable material, I guess. So... meaning a very deep sleep. Gentle sleep, deep sleep. But can't a deep sleep be gentle? Unless there's something I'm not understanding here. So, eternal sleep grease. This velvet is like a sign of death or something. The weak are powerless to resist this velvety sleep and will never be roused again. So, a coma, basically. Inflicting eternal sleep. Okay, we have to try that at some point. That is fascinating. I'm glad we went all the way around because... Because, yeah, that seemingly an important item. I'm sure we would have... Oh, all these friends are just are gathered around the crater for some reason. Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh, they're like stuck to the walls and everything too. Oh, leave me alone. They really are everywhere. Oh. I need a little bit of light here. Still hear that sort of bell ringing. I wonder if you turned off the music, would you still hear it? Indeed you can. So that is not part of the music. I see a sight of grace. Thank goodness. I don't know why I'm bothering. I hope I haven't missed any items on the way down. I've not really been paying attention. Just been descending. I assume those people got too excited seeing the sight of grace and just try to roll into it. Beautiful. The Fissure. Okay, that makes sense. Yep, look at that. That's not scary at all. Alright, oh, okay, so it's actually leading in this direction as opposed to here. So that's interesting. Leads into the water, it seems. Yeah, I'm not gonna jump. Thank you, though. Stone Coffin Fissure. Beautiful music. Whoa. Okay, let's... Oh, what is the... Why did they... Why have that one side of grace and then another one right here? That's so silly. Stone Coffin Fissure. What a surprise. Okay, you know what? Just preemptively, I'm going to use... I'm going to burn another Scatter Tree Blessing. or use to empower the blessing, I should say. Because we're walking around with so many of them, and I have a feeling that at some point we're just going to get obliterated. You can see there's like a liquid running down the side. Of the cave wall over here. So stone coffin fissure. Like, how did they end up down here? I know it was mentioned when we were above ground. Like, no one knows how all these coffins ended up here. But like, that's doubly. Oh, I should have rated that one negatively, because, yeah, that's going to be certain death. How did all these coffins end up here? Some blood fiends. Yeah, I don't get it. Oh, that's sleep, isn't it? Oh. So the other blood fiends cause bleed buildup. This friend is concerned with sleep. So that's interesting. No items here. Try left. That's right. Likely don't. Okay, we'll grab this item. Although this does look like it's potentially the way forward. St. Trina's arrow. It's another blood fiend. That friend does not have horns on his head. So are we to take that to mean, and perhaps I'm reading too much into this, but that the corpse models that have horns on their head are denizens of the Shadow Realm, and those that do not are denizens of the lands between? Might be a bit... I don't know why I'm wasting all my L2s on this thing when I could just walk by it. What am I doing? Oh, maybe that's why. Congealed oh my gosh, how do you say this? Putrescence. Bruise-colored putrescence that oozes from stone coffins, congealed into a large viscous lump, material used for crafting items, found underground in the land to where stone coffins drift. The putrescence is what remains of the impure lives kept within the stone coffins. Impure lives. And, you know, it looks a lot like the larval tear friends that we see above ground. Like, it has that same sort of, for lack of a better way of putting it, liquid metal look, a la the T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Oh, I don't want to fight you, friends. But obviously it's meant to look like those friends. Thank you. Very nice of you to give me that warning. Oh, that's a nice combo. Should use that more often. Don't actually use that very often, if at all. Oh, okay, so this is actually the same direction as we would have gone had we continued along the other path. Hello. Indeed. Okay. Wonderful music. Oh, that's bad. Slash intended. Ah, fear. What a miserable place. Music is fittingly depressing. Or fitting in how depressing it is, I should say. Again, apologies, I'm not articulating myself very well at this early stage of the day. Backstab fishing. And eventually paid off. Whoa, that's quite the build-up. Wow, there are quite a few of these friends. Ouch. Ah, Bloodfiend's Fork. Ouch. And there's another, ooh, and a Site of Grace. Another cross. Oh, it's a bloodstain. I thought that was one of those crafting material items. Quite generous with the checkpoints in this area. It's a bit of a waste of an L2, but whatever. There's a Site of Grace right there. Oops. Uh-oh. I may have bitten off more than I can chew here. Ooh. Mashing R1 there. Deep Purple Lily. Bloodfiend's Fork, weapon used by the Bloodfiends. 3 tines of carved bone spear the victim to provoke blood loss. A ritual implement for blood offerings to the Formless Mother. At times, the Bloodfiends will spill even their own blood using these forks. Skill Barbaric Roar. Let loose a bestial roar to rally the spirit and increase attack power, while active, strong attacks change to savage combo attacks. So the Formless Mother, I want to say that's the first time we've heard that particular label applied to what was previously only referred to as something else. What was it? It was a lowercase name, whatever it was. It was not a proper noun, and I want to say we raised that as a curiosity of those items, and we have a couple other items up there, it looks like, as well. The ghost. Alright, let's See you later, friends. Thank you. Let's just go to the site of grace. I don't think we gain much by fighting those friends. Fissure Cross. Descriptive names are descriptive. Scattertree Fragment. I abandon here my love. Okay. So, yeah, I'm thinking that, like, at some point, it might be a good idea to look at the map of all the crosses and label them with the things that Miquella has abandoned and where. In this instance, he abandons here his love. So you can interpret that in many different ways. So love, he could be referring to a person, perhaps a person buried, quote unquote, in one of these stone coffins. But at all of these crosses, typically you assume that what he's abandoning is around the cross itself, because that's where we've been finding these rare upgrade materials, but we don't see any materials here. Oops. Love, don't you dare, oh, don't you dare. Defeat. So he could also be saying, I abandon here my love, as in his capacity to love, his ability to love. I find it curious that Malenia, I don't believe Malenia has been mentioned at all in the DLC yet. That Miquella and Malenia apparently had this extremely, extremely close relationship, and yet so much of the DLC is dealing with Miquella, but we've not really heard much, if anything, about Malenia. So, you know, abandon here is love. Like, does that say something about... Probably not, but just thinking about who are the people that Miquella loves. Miquella seems to love Radagon, based on the Radagon's Rings of Light. It's a gift. That was a gift, I believe, from Miquella to Radagon, which is itself a sign of love. A gift of gratitude to the young Miquella from his father Radagon. So I suppose that doesn't necessarily mean that Miquella loves Radagon, but certainly Radagon's gift to Miquella was a sign of love, that there is some love. Their relationship is characterized by love. Although, yeah, there are more cynical reasons to give gifts, and, you know, perhaps a gift is being given in the absence of visible signs of love. That, you know, I not personally much of a believer in the idea of love languages. I think it's kind of reductive. But, you know, there's this idea that one of the love languages is gift giving. So, yeah, but he abandons here his love. So, if I had to guess, I would say he's saying he's abandoned here his capacity for love. However, I do think the other interpretation, given that, you know, this is the place where all the stone coffins have drifted, this one is covered in blood, seemingly, that it just makes, God, the music here is wonderful. I love this. Yeah, anyways, appropriately somber. You know, I do think the idea that, you know, they're both, I would say, probably equally plausible, but for some reason I find more convincing the idea that he's abandoned his capacity to love. Okay, so let's see what we have over here. We have to go speak with that ghost as well. You know, okay, that's interesting. So we are going to have to continue descending and presumably heading in this direction. I'm thinking now we probably committed a grievous error by not continuing to explore or exploring this place and exhausting this direction before continuing here, because it seems like we're only going in this direction. So perhaps, and I'm sure this is going to make a lot of people annoyed and upset, because like there's an entire area down here, presumably. So yeah, let's just continue exploring the immediate area here. In short, I did it before. That's good. And then we'll try to explore the rest of the Cerulean Coast proper before continuing in this direction. That's not to say we're not going to continue in this direction, but just I wanted to exhaust that other area first. So let's say hello to the ghost. Ooh, kindly make a low, I see you've thrown away something you should not have under any circumstances. How will you salvation offer to those who cannot be saved, when you could not even save your other self? Your other self. So, that, I think, implies rather strongly that your other self. I gotta think that that's Melania. It has to be a reference to Melania. When someone says your other self, or I'm thinking about the term better half. Like, we've never heard Miquella discussed in any sort of romantic context, but, there's this notion that a couple consists of two better halves. Like, technically both people, I know it's a gendered term that is used in a sort of patronizing way to refer to, in a heteronormative man-woman couple, it's used to refer to the woman. But, I think it's come to be used in a more sort of gender-neutral sense of just each part of a couple referring to the other as their better half. So maybe I'm definitely overthinking this whole thing, but yeah, his other self. He abandoned his other self. It's almost like he abandoned his shadow. There is no shadow. There are no shadows here because there's seemingly no light source, despite the fact that the place is perfectly illuminated, but because obviously we need to be able to see in order to play the game. But yeah, again, I'm talking in circles, so let's just finish exploring the immediate area here. And then we will return to the surface and polish off the Cerulean Coast before we continue descending and heading towards that other landmass. And yeah, I guess that is pretty much it. So yeah, let's return here. And for now, let's go. We obviously still have to return to the Shadowkeep back gate. We'll do that, I think, in the next episode. As well as the Cathedral of Manus Meteor. I blew up the map, by the way, that he gave us and tried to overlay it on top of several things, including this thing. Doesn't make sense. And this thing here also doesn't make sense. So I have no idea what his map is pointing to, but, it is what it is. Then we also have to, of course, proceed to the Ancient Ruin Space and the West Rampart eventually. But for now, let's say, where are we currently? We are at the Fissure Cross. So yeah, I'm just doing this so that we can keep track of everything. So let's go here first, and then we'll go here and then back here. Okie dokie. So I guess we just need to go in this direction. Number 3. Let's start this again. Let's do number 2. number 3, and then we'll see if we can go to number 4. Okie dokie. So, the dragon was right ahead. Let's go in this direction first. It's quite dark over here. I suppose it is nighttime. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything big up here, because like it just seems like there's this whole open world area that we only did parts of because I didn't realize we were, you know, obviously when I saw the fissure, I was like, oh, okay, I assume this is going to lead to a whole new area. But I didn't want to just leave it without seeing where it went, because I know that annoys some people. And I think this is probably going to annoy some people as well, but just in the interest of making sure that because we died here once or twice and then ran in the opposite direction. So, oh, that was a nice throw. Oh, all these things have ridiculous aim. Once again, it's very early in the morning. So, my brain is not operating at full capacity, but had a bit of time before starting work today. And so I figured, why not continue our exploration of the Cerulean Coast? What are you? Rat? Could be. Oh. One of these friends. Some fancy moves there. Starlight shards. Smithing stone level 6. It's really coming down over here. I'm going to assume this is leading to another area. Demi-humans. Sorry, friends. Polterstone. Sorry, friend. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Oh, dead end. Waterfall. Some angry swaying ghosts. I assume that's another player? Yeah. Is AFK or something? Sorry, friends. I know you were just minding your own business here, but I have a spirit sword to pick up. Sharp blades sculpted into a twisted shape. A sword that has seen many years of use in the gravesite. Said to serve as a medium for communion with spirits. Unique skill, Rancor Slash. Spin around slashing foes while summoning vengeful spirits which chase down foes. Additional input allows for a follow-up attack. Polterstone. Contrivance of the Gravekeepers made from spirit gravestone. Craftable item. Creates noises imitative... I can't say that word. Creates noises imitative of human presence where it lands when thrown. That's cool. Said to have been used by the solitary gravekeepers to distract themselves from their longing for company. So that spirit sword is worn from use. So someone has been communing with spirits here for a very long time. Or had communed with spirits here for a very long time. Because they obviously no longer appear to be around. I don't understand these swaying ghosts at all. I suppose these ones are not swaying. They're angrily standing at attention. Oh, that hurt. Ouch. Demi-Human Chief. Scattershriek Fragment. Again, we have quite a few of those. Back up to 7 now. They're leaving drops? Okay. Let's see what they drop. If anything. So they only seem to explode if it looks like they're going to catch you in their AoE. It's very interesting. I don't understand it, but... Oh. I thought I saw one of them drop something. I just Graveglow for it, level 1. Okay. So right above us is the Church of Benediction and the Artist's Shack. Those waterfall effects are not great. Certainly not when you're sort of up against the wall. Looks like it's just a transparent texture. Is there a boss fight here? It would seem that way. A demi-human boss of some description. Okay, let's just make sure we exhaust possibilities in this direction first before we proceed and go there. A couple turtles and some more angry at attention ghosts. Ouch. Sorry, Torrent. It is so awkward. Or at least I'm so awkward fighting on back of Torrent. Oh. That was terrible. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, turtle friend. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for you to get caught up in that. The way they retreat into their shell is so cute. Okay, it doesn't seem to be... Yeah, see, it just... I think it's the way the camera tries to phase through objects or render objects transparent so that it doesn't get in your way. It just ends up looking very awkward. Okay. Not much else over here. I do want to make sure we return there. Ouch. First, I want to exhaust possibilities in this direction, which maybe we've already done that. Or maybe not. Yeah, this is the problem I usually have, and maybe, as I've said in the past, I'm just terrible at exploring, but I always feel like, oh no, that's bad. Whoops. It always feels to me like everything looks the same, so it's kind of hard to tell where you're going, and yeah, those are all demi-humans we've already dealt with, so let's head to beacon number 5. I suppose that's one upside to killing everything, is that it is easier to tell where you're going because the corpses of your enemies or friends provide breadcrumbs of a sort. As dark as that sounds. Okay, boss time. So either the boss is going to be this large friend here, or another boss is going to spawn and destroy all of them. I really hope it's not a dragon. Please don't be a dragon. Oh no. Oh, it's you. Okay, demi-human friends. Just here to explore. You don't need to attack me. Okay, maybe it's not a boss fight. I was just judging based on the fact that we can summon here, as well as the fact that it had one of those statues for enabling summoning of other players. Usually that's a telltale sign that a boss fight is coming up. Ah, research. Sorry, little friends, I'm sorry. Okay, no idea how far out we can go here. Okay, precisely here. So remember in the Darkroot Basin, being so stressed out about the Hydra fight because I was so afraid of stepping over the edge. It's another one of those things that, you know, looking back on it now, I'm like, why was I so afraid? It's relatively trivial now for me to deal with. But when I first started playing Dark Souls, it was like, oh my gosh. Frightening. Another one of those things that has since been demystified. There we go. Demi-Human Queen Marigga. Oh, that's bad. Oh, it's an interesting attack. Sorry, Marigga. I wonder if she's supposed to be named after Marika. Starline Sword. String, Last Shard, Spirit Gravestone. Sword encrusted with a line of stars fashioned from small pieces of crude glintstone. Weapon of the Demi-Human Swordsman. When bestowed with this weapon by their queen, the swordsmen swear to find the truth that lies at the end of the procession of stars. Unique skill, Onzi's Line of Stars. This skill, named after a demi-human swordmaster, imbues sorceress energy into lined glintstones and executes a slash attack. Repeated inputs allow for up to 2 follow-up attacks, each dealing greater damage than the last. That sounds cool. The swordsmen swear to find the truth that lies at the end of the procession of stars. So, the fact that she had that means she hadn't bestowed it upon anyone. Okie dokes. Well, I think that was made a heck of a lot easier by the fact that we took out so many of the ads before the fight actually started. So, thank goodness for that. Question is now, I assume we should be able to make it. Yeah, okay, never mind. Relatively straightforward. I assume it's just going to be dung. Oh no, legendary item this time. Oh, great glove. Great grave glove ward. Okay. It would be good if we were still upgrading Spirit Ashes. I suppose we could just do more of that. And then that would be worth it. The problem is we have so many of them now, and I have no idea which one to use, and which ones are good. So maybe we'll just go for comedic effect. Whichever one we think might be funny or entertaining, we'll just go with that one. But that's 5 dealt with. Wow, I wasn't even close to where we were supposed to be going. But so next we have to go to number 2. Hello? Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was frightening. My goodness. It's actually November 7th. You would think it was Halloween though. My goodness, that was... yeah. Ooh. Gravekeeper's Cookbook, page 1. So there's going to be one of those bosses over there, but yeah, I'm really not sure how we're supposed to get over there. Does not look like the water is shallow enough. Or is it? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. I think we found the way. I'm gonna mute my mic and cough for a second. Excuse me. And we're back. I've almost been sick for 2 weeks, which is never fun. So hopefully I'm close to the end. Okay, so we can go one of 2 ways, neither of which seems to lead directly to the island. Let's go this way first. Alright. You can still use Torrent down here. They don't have a very large area of effect. No. Okie dokie. So, not even close to the island, but here's another legendary item shiny and another great grave glovewort. So this is the area to go if you are looking for glovewort. Now let's head in the other direction and hope that this leads to that island. Item ahead, but don't. Couple of shadow friends. Okay, I didn't see. Oh, jeez, Louise, that scared me. Did not see what that said. I assume it was something having to do with the lobster / crayfish. What the heck? Okay, we did make it to the island. L2, L2, L2. Ah, beautiful. Oh, sorry, Torrent. This is Crab Island. I declare the Crab Island. Oh, my jokes are bad. I'm sorry. Okay, should we see what boss there is here? Southern Nameless Mausoleum. Dancer of Ranah. Gonna heal now. Ouch. So it looks like she has what we've been looking for. Dual wielded bleed weapons. Ouch, that really hurts. Using backstep strats. Ouch. Oh. Okay, this is not looking good. Oh. Oh. Ah, she's really spamming that. I'm dead. Oh, well played, friend. Alright, well played. She is not a pushover. Let's increase our fire damage as well as our robustness. I think this is the best way to do it. Indeed, okay. Just need to get her to use her flask. That'll do it, I think. Yep. Okay, so now we use our L2s. Missed that one. GG. Dancing Blade of Ranah. Dancer's hood, dress, bracer, and trousers. Long black trousers worn underneath the bright red dress of the Ranah dancers enhances the power of dancing attacks. The bracers are designed to protect the sword-wielding hand. Bright red dress of the Ranah dancers enhances the power of dancing attacks. The dance of Ranah is one of burning passion, and the most passionate dancers never allow their fiery dance to end, losing even their names as they dance on. To see the passion fade is to see the dancer's flame extinguished. So they're almost in a trance. Decorative swords ablaze with impassioned red, a pair of weapons made to be wielded in both hands, used by the dancers of Ranah, strikes enemies with a dancing assault when executing a strong attack. Unique skill, Unending Dance, a furious dance formed by a succession of slashing attacks. Hold the button down to sustain the dance for as long as stamina allows. Very interesting. Okay, we have not yet read the Gravekeeper's Cookbook, which gives us the peak bone arrow, fletched arrow, and bolt. Arrow whittled from animal bones, the tip is soaked with putrescence. Releases a white smoke at the point of impact, luring in foes of human build who are not in combat and drawing their aggression. Effective on demi-humans even if they were already in a combat state. Craftable item. Okie dokie. Yeah, I know I'm seriously underutilizing most of the stuff in this, but yeah. Okay, that was cool. Let's see this weapon now. So just dex scaling. So it has a block. It's the dance move. I love it. Yeah, the only thing is it doesn't cause bleed. I was assuming that that would cause bleed. Was she building up bleed on us, or was I just imagining that? Because that's why we raised the robustness. I just assumed, based on the red and the type of weapon. Yeah, okay. That's my bad. That's not the first time in a Souls game where we've had a weapon and a fighting style that was described in terms of dancing. Of course, in Dark Souls 1, Lord's Blade Kieran, I believe, her weapons were, which, you know, she had two of them, so she was dual wielding as well, were described in terms of a dance, and it was said that with the Gold Tracer, I believe, mesmerize the opponents, and then she would poison them with the Silver Tracer. In Dark Souls 3, Dancer of the Boreal Valley is pretty self-explanatory. She had a very, presumably, Lord's Blade Kieran-inspired fighting style. And once again, we see in this game very similar motif in terms of particular style of sword fighting. Why am I bothering with this broken rune? Okay, I just make sure that we're not missing anything here. I don't know if we went on this little outcrop here. That's where we came up. So let's just make sure there's no items up here. Indeed there is. Perfumed oil of Ranah. So that would have given us a hint that we were about to meet someone from Ranah. A small bottle wrapped in a bright red cloth, filled with flammable perfume oil. Uses FP to spout flames forward. The dancers of Ranah keep these concealed as they dance, marking their height of their passion. That's awkward. With an explosion of searing flame and sweet, enticing scents. So again, this is consistent with how Lord's Blade Kieran was described in Dark Souls 1 as using sort of their technique and methods of distraction to lull their opponents into a false sense of security or, you know, serenity and then striking. So yeah, that's interesting, I think. Okay, so all we have left now is, yeah, to go to number 3 and number 4. So we can do that from the Cerulean Coast cross. So let's go do that now. So number 3. No, I think we have been here. So I'm not quite sure what I was thinking. This is where we fought that dragon. Okay, silly me. I apologize, everyone. Did we go up there, though? That is the question. Yeah, likely death. Okay. So I'm going to say we did. We did not. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting. Okay, so now just number 4. And we're good to continue in the Stone Coffin Fissure. Oh, there's a hand there? Okay. I want to say that's the first time we've seen that in this DLC. Oh, that's too far down. Okay. Okay, we might have to approach this from the other side. These things are so powerful. Okay, I assume we've grabbed the item there. This is where we can head down to the beach. Now, usually going to the beach is such a happy thing. Something you look forward to. No, you get your bucket, you got your pail. I guess the pail is the bucket, but you got your umbrella, your towels, your beach ball. All ready to go to the beach and have some fun. Frisbee maybe. Got some snacks. When I was a kid, for one reason or another, actually I know the reason, which is that there was a place that sold cheese curds not far from the beach we would go to. So we would always eat cheese curds on the beach. So nowadays, whenever... Oh, that was close. Whenever I eat cheese curds, I think of cheese curds covered with sand. Which is not entirely fair to cheese curds, but that's what my mind does. But this is not that. This is not one of those trips to the beach. Oh yeah, I can't wait to go to the beach and fight some hands. Yeah. It's not what you think about when you think about going to the beach. But that's from soft tradition. Thinking back to Bloodborne. Yeah, I'd love to go to a beach and fight a demonic orphan. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Right on top of the corpse of his mother. Love it. Okay, so that's it. There's nothing here. It's going to be another great one. Great Grave Glovewort. Okay, works for me. How many of those do we have now? 7. Wow, okay. So we can max upgrade 7 spirits. So yeah, maybe off camera I'll spend some time doing that, thinking about which ones we might want to use and then testing them and seeing which ones will provide maximum comedic effect. Okay, so this may actually lead here. So no idea where the fissure is leading, if that's where this is leading. Whoa, that scared the daylights out of me. My goodness, oh my goodness. I hate hands. Why are they catching on fire? Is that like... No. Okay, I was going to say, is that like a passive effect of that oil thing we picked up? Does not seem to be the case. But yeah, it is curious. Not pleasant fighting those things. Chasing me, aren't they? Okie dokie. So what is compelling all of these stone coffins to move? What's drawing them in? There's like a gravitational force that is drawing all these stone coffins to this area, and then subsequently to the... Oh, okay, so that's a hand there. Pretty obvious when you see it from this perspective after having been scared by them so many times. But yeah, there's some force that is drawing all of these stone coffins to this place, and then subsequently to the stone coffin fissure. So I assume we'll get our answer at the end of the stone coffin fissure. Hard to say at the moment, though. Finger Ruins of Rhia. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's a bunch of fingers here. Okay. So that's a thing. Wow, okay. Alright, well, we will have to come back here. So that is what all these things are on the map. That is fascinating. Okay, now let's head back. We're gonna park this place for the time being. Sorry about that. We've done this now. Or have we? Yes, we have. Or have we? No. We've done this, and we've done this. So let's go to the Fissure Cross now. Alrighty. It is a long way down. So we might as well get started. I've had enough of these death birds. Friend, what's happening? There you go. Oh, come on. That's not the most graceful thing you've ever done, I'm sure. I should be careful lest someone judge me for one of my not so graceful moments. This place is going to give me vertigo. There's so much going on here. Oh, and so these friends... Oh. In the lines between, I don't think we ever came across one of these that were aggressive. Could be remembering that wrong. But, innovation, hotkeys. I just bound a hotkey for muting my microphone. I don't know why I didn't do that ages ago, and I say that, I know why, and it's because I'm paranoid that I'll mute it and then forget to unmute it, but, you know, I guess I'll just have to head. Okay, that's good. I'll just have to trust that I can perform basic functions. Because, yeah, editing out my coughing in post-production is a pain in the rear, and obviously I don't want to subject you all to it, so that's the solution. Though as soon as I get used to muting and unmuting, probably not going to be sick anymore, so just goes to show. Okay, this one doesn't have any glovewort. Okay, it looks like we missed something over there. I really do adore the music in this area. I might have to go back up to the top in order to reach this spot, but I suppose it is possible. And that's very unlikely, I think. Yeah. Okay, we have to go back up. Whoops. Some congealed putrescence. Putrescence. Yep. We obviously can't call torrent here, so that ain't happening, but so bad at gauging the height from which you can drop without dying. Oh. House. Sure. Does look like a house. From above, I looked down and I thought, oh, that's a little doorway. I suppose the messages in the quote-unquote doorway help to create that perception. Okay, there's a cave and you can hear these things from a kilometer away. I say a kilometer away because I know it sounds weird when a Canadian says from a mile away. We don't use imperial here, we use metric, obviously. Well, I've discussed this in the past before. We have a weird status as being a British colony, but also quote-unquote America's hat. So culturally, we're very much in between the two imperial powers. Velvet Sword of St. Trina, very interesting. So yeah, things like that, just awkward in terms of how we spell certain words. Some of them we spell like Americans, some of them we spell like Brits. At least me personally, when I'm talking about how, a slim margin for something, in terms of distance, I will say inches, even though we don't use inches, except when it comes to height and weight. I grew up always saying pounds and feet and inches when it comes to someone's height, but then centimeters and meters when it comes to, and kilometers when it comes to distance that you're traveling. So I don't know, very strange, but I think that might just be me. Silver Sword of St. Trina, now stained the color of velvet, inflicts eternal sleep. When St. Trina was abandoned, The faint light purple mists coalesced into an intoxicating deep purple cloud. Unique skill, Mists of Eternal Sleep. Releases a velvety purple mist that spreads across a wide frontal area. Afflicts foes with eternal sleep. So if I'm understanding correctly, eternal sleep is like the Deathblight version of sleep. That sleep, obviously puts people to sleep for a certain amount of time, but eternal sleep is eternal. In other words, it's Deathblight. It makes them die right away. I'm drawn to the word abandoned here. When St. Trina was abandoned, and obviously St. Trina and Miquella haven't been explicitly linked in items, but, their items are related, like the Deep Purple Lily, St. Trina's Lily, and Miquella's Lily, so that they are related in the item descriptions. But so I'm wondering now, is the love that Miquella abandoned here, was it St. Trina? I really don't know, but, I'm obviously just speculating based on a very tenuous connection that I've just drawn, but yeah, I don't know. It could be. This place is Spirit Ash Central. Could this be an Evergel? Oh, I wish I could rate that one. Give that one a good rating multiple times. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So yeah, they definitely have new attacks, these friends, and now they are aggressive in a way that they are not in the Lands Between. So I'm not sure what exactly to make of that. Yeah, this is new. So on the subject of spirit ashes and, the idea that I should be upgrading some spirit ashes that are entertaining as opposed to, focusing on those that are formidable, because of course, we've set restrictions for ourselves in this playthrough in terms of not wanting the spirit ashes to take away from the challenge of the area. In part due to some of the feedback I received during my blind playthrough of the base game, where it was said that, I relied very heavily, and it's not an inaccurate statement. I relied quite heavily on spirit ashes and summons throughout. Not because I necessarily needed them in terms of the difficulty of the game, but, because I like summoning NPCs and seeing what they can do, and but mostly because I was concerned about the possibility that not summoning them would mean we'd be missing out on some quest lines, and obviously wanting to make sure that we're doing all the quest lines we possibly can. I summoned as many NPCs as we came across. And so, yeah, obviously don't regret it. There's another cross, unless that's, oh my gosh, that's the same cross we just left, isn't it? Yep. I've been walking backwards this whole time. My apologies while I'm blabbing. But, yeah, all of that is to say, I did a quick Google search for most entertaining spirit ashes in Elden Ring, and came across a couple of Reddit threads. I minded the date before I did this to make sure that I wasn't going to be spoiled about, like, Miquella's spirit ashes or something. Like, oh yeah, it's great when you get Miquella's spirit ashes and then he does X, Y, and Z. It's really funny. So obviously I didn't want any big things like that to be spoiled. I don't know that Miquella has turned into spirit ashes at some point in the game, but who knows, maybe he is. And yeah, the answer that was given in several of these threads, well, several, I looked at 2. Oh my goodness, you have a little laser beam cannon there. Good job, friend. The answer that was given in 2 of these threads, which is one that I like a lot, was the sword, the Great Shield friends. The ones who were sent to explore the catacombs. Did I not get those friends? Oh yeah, these friends here. Great Shield Soldier's Ashes. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. And so at some point, I'm going to want to go to the Roundtable Hold and upgrade those, because I think that would be great fun. Because I always thought those friends were awesome. Okay, we're going to have to make a run for it here. Interestingly, they are using gravity magic. Oh, come on. Ouch. Ouch. Okay. You really just have to make a run for it, don't you? Okay, that was a lot dicier than I was expecting it to be. Oh my goodness. So yeah, at some point we'll upgrade the Great Shield Soldier's Ashes and start summoning them when we're in any open world areas that allow summons. I think that would be great fun. Remember those friends, they loved intimidating you by bashing their arms against their shields, and then yeah, so I remember quite enjoying those friends in the base game. So why not bring them with us into the Shadow Realm, because they specialize after all in exploring the Eternal City. Eternal Cities, I should say. First off, I feel. So why not enlist them to help us explore? Gosh, I'm not a fan of this. When did this turn into, like, Star Trek? I guess in the base game, to be fair. Oh my gosh, I can't draw my arrows fast enough. Okie dokie. We're gonna run out of Estus, aren't we? Or Crimson Tears. To be fair, I can't dodge for anything, it seems. Dreadful dodging. Oh no. Are you joking? Friends. There are too many of you. And you might say, oh yeah, they're getting payback. For all, oh my goodness, for all the people who did them wrong in the Lands Between. And you could say that, sure. Except I was not one of those people. I think I might have, the second time maybe we came across the Everjails, I might have killed them to see if it had an impact on the boss fight within the Everjail. Like maybe it, I think I had in mind something like the boss fight in the Depths versus Gaping Dragon. What is this friend do? Where if you left the Channeler alive, then the Channeler would buff the boss in the middle of the boss fight. I don't know why I'm shooting an arrow at that friend. And so I was thinking, okay, maybe it's something like that. Maybe they buff the boss or something. Oh my god, what the heck? What are you, whoa. Oh, trying to move, oh! Okay. Okay, so I only got to inflict Like, I had sleep for a second there and then it went away. I'm not sure I understand. Okay, we need some HP regen here. Okie dokes. So, we got that, and then we could restore some HP with some critical hits, but I don't know who we're going to get a critical hit against here. There's another one over there. We're in deep trouble. How can you even see us, friend? Oh, I can see this side of grace. Oh, come on. Okay. Site of grace. Oh, that's not the site of grace. I thought I was seeing the site of grace on a little cliff there, but it was like the yellow particle effect you see when you've just discovered one, but no. Okay, we are in trouble. I really do deserve it because I was so patronizing to these friends. Even though I was not super aggressive against them in the main game. Oh. Gosh darn you. Okie dokie. Do I have any other items that restore HP? I miss Dark Souls 2. Give me some life gems, please. We can gradually restore FP. Does a warming stone work on yourself? I think it does. Okay. Thank you, mute button. Okay. I did not anticipate myself being in this predicament. But here we are. Okay, that doesn't last very long. Oh, come on. That was ridiculous. Please leave me alone. Oh my goodness. I should have seen that one there. Okay, we need another warming stone. Oh my goodness. I never would have thought that we'd be in a situation where I'd be looking for single-use heal items and using them for the first time since I started playing this game because of those friends who guard the Everjails. What a twist. I knew this DLC would have many twists, and many turns, and many unexpected moments. I didn't anticipate this moment. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Grace. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to be extra careful here. Just to be safe. Oh, that's not helpful. Oh, thank you, Grace. Fissure Waypoint. Okay, we're still alive. That really was an ordeal. Reminds me of in the Ring City, those angels. They had a similar attack, although I think to be fair, the angels were much more formidable than that. Or you might say overpowered. I believe they nerfed them quite significantly after the initial sort of launch period of the DLC. So one benefit to having no time to play anymore is that typically I don't... Oh, hey Skellies. These are new Skellies. Much more plain Skellies than the ones you get above ground. The ones above ground always have like... Oh my goodness, wow, that is powerful. Ones above ground always seem to have fancy hats and clothing and stuff. These ones are just pure science classroom skeletons. Sorry, just had to cough for a second there. Sort of reminds me of the catacombs in Dark Souls 1. It's a similar sort of setup here in terms of the, you know, you're in a cave underground and the skeletons, of course, don't die immediately when you fell them. Oh, that's nice. It's a massive putrescence. Why not? Duh. Oh. Just like the one that you fight in New Londo Ruins. I mentioned New Londo Ruins in relation to the church district a couple episodes ago, maybe in the previous episode. And yeah, after you drained the New Londo Ruins, you have to fight a massive blob thing just like this. Every bit as unpleasant looking. Oh, come on, friends. I know I'm destroying your mother or whatever this thing is, but have a little honor, okay? Indeed, congealed putrescence. Dew gem. Okay, I assume we're going to come around to that. Well, let's see. This is one of those misbegotten friends. The one we fought as a boss in the Weeping Peninsula. Taking a very similar appearance, perhaps a bit less golden, to that of Godwyn the Golden when we first fight him in the Erdtree, I can't remember what it was called. Conservatory or something like that. Right before Marika's chambers. Multi-layered ring of light. Incantation of those who served Miquella. Produces a multi-layered ring of golden light and fires it forwards, inflicting continuous damage on those struck by it. Charging extends duration and increases potency. The light ring incantation was cultivated by a tradition separate from Golden Order fundamentalism. That's interesting. Because of course, Miquella abandoned fundamentalism. So I suppose it makes sense that his followers would also have abandoned fundamentalism. I assume we want to go in this direction before we proceed here, but gosh, you never know for sure. Unless this is where we just came from. Yeah, that's where we just came from. Aegon, come on. Get with it. Get with the program. Me neither, friend. Some more of the velvety sleep plants over here. Nectar blood burgeon. So the nectar blood is burgeoning forth from a stone coffin. And another Site of Grace, oddly enough. Yeah, the Site of Grace placement is always curious. Because this is not... Oh. Oh, hi, friends. Oh. Oh, what kind of monster would do that? Like, oh, hi. They're just all chilling here. Okay, I'm gonna have a rest. I'll chat with you guys in a minute, okay? Fissure Depths. So, are they all... Have they all taken refuge here? Oh, the I'm so stupid. Some of these are in a state of velvety sleep, you might say. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's so interesting. Because I was thinking, okay, the owls are awake. But they're clearly not. Although the birds have their eyes open. I don't know if that's just a limitation of the models they've picked. Okay, I want to look something up. So velvet as a noun is a closely woven fabric of silk, cotton, or nylon that has a thick, short pile on one side. Or soft, downy skin that covers a deer's antler while it is growing. That's interesting. Dated term of it, or a dated understanding of velvet, informally was referred to as in an advantageous or prosperous position. I think my original interpretation of it is probably the one that FromSoft is getting after, which is, you know, it's supposed to be a comfortable material, very soft. And so, you know, a velvety sleep is a very deep sleep because, you know, it's soft and comfortable and warm and, yeah. But the extreme of that is a sleep that you just don't wake up from. So these animals are all in a state of permanent sleep, it would seem. Okay, we have 242. We need almost 300,000 to level up. So I don't know if this is supposed to be a boss, but if it is, we might want to hightail it out of there and use some runes to level up so we're not constantly in a loop of grabbing our runes and then dying to the boss and then grabbing our runes again and getting distracted, and yeah. But it doesn't look like this is actually a boss fight, it's just another area with another ghost friend. See if they have horns. They do not, it seems. Yeah, no horns, okay. Hi, friend. Ooh. Oh, please, grant me the courage to fly to your feet, my dearest Saint Trina. Okay. How does one fly to your feet? Do you just jump off? Is that the implication here? Somehow I doubt it. But at the same time, I'm not seeing where we're supposed to go here. Okay, well, we are right next to the site of grace, so if we're gonna jump off anywhere, might as well be here. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, we're dead. As soon as we move. Could this be a dragon? I really hope not. Does look a lot like Dark Eater Midir's boss room from Dark Souls 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Putrescent Knight. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're gonna head back to the Roundtable Hold and upgrade some spirit ashes. Alrighty, we spent all of our runes. So now we just have to get our equipment in order. And then we're good to go for the boss fight. Actually don't know. Obviously I saw what we were going up against and it looked horrifying, but don't know what sort of weaponry or magic they're using, so we'll just have to see if we need to optimize our setup. I assume we'll have to do that at some point. But might as well see what it has in store. Okay, that's frightening. So you have to keep track of both of them. Okay, that's quite imaginative. That's funny, I mentioned the Orphan of Kos. His friend's weapon is awful orphan-like. Deals a ton of damage too, wow. Okay, so immediately I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we need to burn some. Yeah, rather than just, because that was a crazy amount of damage. Alright, Scatter Blessing 9. I have no idea how many levels there actually are. But, how many fragments do we have? We have 7. So, you know, I'm happy as long as we're not... Okay, now we're up to 3, though. So, okay. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Okay, this is gonna be... Yeah. We may also have to optimize. We may also have to optimize our equipment. As usual, we have our fashionable attire for in-between boss fights, and then our not so fashionable attire for the boss fights themselves. So let's do that again. And see if we can at least dodge a couple attacks. Get a few hits in and see what sort of damage we can do. Again, this they've absolutely nailed it in terms of the aesthetics of this boss fight. It's beautiful and frightening and haunting all at once.
Goodness.
Oh no. Oh. Wow. Okay, it happened. I muted my mic and forgot to unmute it. I don't know how long it's been muted for, but I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was just a matter of time. So this boss reminds me of, it's like an amalgamation of Orphan of Kos and Gravelord Nido, plus the aliens from the end of AI. Fascinating design. Ouch. Thought I was out of range. Oh. Okay, come on, heal. This boss is so aggressive. It's like the horse is sinking into the ground. Oh, come on. Gosh darn it. You definitely don't want them to separate. You want to keep them together. Because even though they seem to be a great team, they're ironically more effective when they're apart. Okay, how do we dodge this? I have no earthly idea how we're supposed to dodge that. Oh, jeez Louise, friend. played. Jeez Louise. Forgot what weapon I was using there for a second. Pressed L1 and then I was confused when nothing happened. So you can get in that area right underneath them where the attacks just don't hit you. Dreadful. Keep thinking I've found that sweet spot and being dead wrong about it. Oh, gosh darn it. I am not doing well here. Alright, I feel like we're getting closer. Provided there's not a second phase, I think we can do this. I gotta stop trying to heal in the middle of those moves. Okay, here we go. So I think we're at the point now where we know how to dodge all the moves. It's just about execution. And not getting greedy. And also RNG. Not a good start to this particular attempt. Dreadful start, in fact. No! Oh, no! Oh, darn it. Oh! No! Stupid eel. This is it, Aegon. Come on. This is it. No. I shouldn't have said anything. Oh no. was an awesome boss. Oh, I can't even speak. That was an awesome boss fight. I really enjoyed that. As usual, I'm out of breath. Is once you start getting towards that second half, oh, your heart just really just. Oh, because I got so close so many times and then just started making boneheaded moves and not, trusting my instincts. And, I knew how to dodge certain moves, but then I'd be like, oh, it's okay. I can just hit him one more time and then he's done. Not that time, thankfully. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's have a rest. I really, really enjoyed that boss fight. That was really, I think one of my favorite boss fights in the game, if not my favorite. Garden of Deep Purple. Indeed, apt description. It's interesting that these flowers are all here and yet we're not falling asleep. We're not falling into a velvety sleep, but I suppose the presence of the flowers wouldn't in and of itself necessarily be sufficient to put us to sleep. It would be their use in some sort of concoction. Don't know what's going on with that stalactite there. Let's get dressed in our not so ugly clothing. Alright. Remembrance of Putrescence. Remembrance of the Putrescent Knight hewn into the Erdtree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. All tainted flesh eventually becomes putrescence, and this clump of it imbibed Saint Trina's nectar, which granted it eternal rest. And so it was that putrescence became her knight. And this clump of it imbibed Saint Trina's nectar, which granted it eternal rest. I'm not sure I understand, other than obviously it's like an undead clump. But it seems to be many clumps. Like if you look at the weapon, you can see this is why I liken this friend in part to Gravelord Nito, because you see all the skeletons that together constitute the weapon. And you could see its ribs and its neck, and it just seemed like it was constituted of many different bodies. And in this instance, yes, one clump of, so like those Aldrich's goo things we've seen around, that we saw one descending into the fissure. One of those clumps imbibed Saint Trina's nectar. And then therefore it died. It says, all tainted flesh eventually becomes putrescence. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand that last sentence, but perhaps if we go to the Site of Grace, or pardon me, the Roundtable Hold, and have a read of the rest of the item descriptions, it'll become a bit clearer. So let's go have a read. Hi, Anya. Putrescent's Cleaver. Indeed, you can see all the skulls in it. Weapon wielded by the Putrescent Knight. A great cleaver of hardened putrescence affixed to an arch fashioned from human bones. Gains power from the wielder's arcane attribute. Unique spell, Spinning Guillotine. Hold the putrid blade at both ends and arch body backwards to deliver a powerful overhead chop. Repeated inputs deliver follow-up attacks for as long as stamina allows. Strong attack performs a leap followed by a spinning attack. Vortex of Putrescence, sorcery used by the Putrescent Knight, launches a whirl of putrescent jets that bathe the surroundings of all they touch in Ghostflame. In an age-long past, death was burned by Ghostflame. Even the remains of tainted flesh were given equal treatment in death. Okay, very interesting. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I assume this friend did not have any armor. It doesn't look that way. Of course, we can't sort this one by order of acquisition, unfortunately. Because I guess technically we've not acquired it, but I don't see any putrescent armor. Well, I'm going to go think about all that and see, yeah, if I can't, you know, I'm not sure I can put much together from that. I assume once we return to wherever the heck we just were, what was it? The Garden of Deep Purple, which is sort of just in the middle of the ocean here, then we might find some answers. But, yeah, I think we'll do that in the next episode. So thank you all very, very much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.